Hey, what's up, Cheesecake Nation? It's your old pals, Supercharged Funk, Dave, Sugar, and Merlin blasting at ya with another This Week in Wrestling.
I got Chicago Mel, but we still have Schmerflin.
So, this was a weird week. Not a whole lot really happened. There was some good matches, but overall,
Yeah, it
Not-
seemed the stuff to talk about really and get into this week didn't really happen on either Raw or SmackDown.
yeah.
It was the Cruiserweight Classic and some other outside the ring stuff. So let's just kick it off with old Monday Night Raw, I guess.
Alright, so, first thing, we had Enzo and Cass come out, doing a little promo, as they tend to do, talking about Chris Jericho. You know, it is more the same, and so now we have
I gotta say, I'm officially off.
the Enzo and Cass bandwagon.
Yeah. I don't hate it, but they need to kind of
Mix
kick
it up
some
a
shit
bit.
into gear, or they gotta do something.
So now we seem to have the dynamic duo of Jericho. What are people calling it? They just call it
Jericho.
Jericho. Team of Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens, but we didn't get a tag match. We had just Jericho versus Enzo. And the match ended in a surprisingly different fashion. So, basically, they were going to screw over Enzo, but then Big Cass came and booted Jericho right in the face, which had the disqualification. Then we have the tag match set for SummerSlam, so that could be pretty good. You know, I'm a big fan of Enzo and Cass. I like Chris Jericho a lot. I think he's a great heel. One of the best heels in the business. Kevin Owens, he's just a fan. He's one of the best guys they've got. So, anything he's a part of, I'm looking forward to. At least it's getting him away from Sami Zayn, finally. Gives him something else to do.
Yeah,
Something
it
fresh.
just feels so like slapped together. Like,
Yeah, like they just kind of threw...
I think it was a huge mistake to split up the tag team division.
Yeah.
I feel like they really should have put divas on
Divas on one.
lady wrestlers on one, tag teams on the other,
Yeah.
because they feel so small right now.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be... there's at least, 4 or 5 on each. So that's...
Like, they finally had like a good tag team division, and they're just like, let's cut that in half.
Yeah, so hopefully with all their new guys coming in from NXT, and hopefully some of these new Cruiserweight guys, hopefully sooner or later we'll get Tommaso and Ciampa.
Tommaso Ciampa.
Ciampa and Johnny Gargano.
Tommaso and Ciampa.
Yeah.
He'll split in half for his own tag team.
So, yeah, that was different. Then we had Braun Strowman squash match number 3.
Before we get into that, do you really think Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano are going to come up before the Revival? I see the Revival going up pretty soon, in all honesty. I think SmackDown needs another tag team.
Yeah.
Especially because I heard one of the Usos is injured.
Oh, yeah. I want to say it was Jimmy,
Yeah.
but either way, it's...
You know, one down, they're effectively both down.
Yeah. So, again, this one was actually kind of funny because, what was his name? Jarrell Nelson, he was actually trying to run away. So, that was kind of funny. Braun just, God, what are they going to do with this guy? Like, he's setting up to be the new Kane. Effectively.
I got a feeling maybe this week they're going to do something with Big Show and him.
Yeah.
And set it up for SummerSlam, maybe. Maybe something else just for shits and giggles. But I got a feeling pretty soon. I doubt they want to wait all the way till WrestleMania. But at some point they got to pull the trigger and have him start murdering everything.
Alright, then we had this weird Puff Daddy promo with the New Day, talking about the New Day cereal, which I will get to. That's a review coming, another cereal review coming. Be prepared. Be prepared to be shocked.
When I saw this segment, I literally paused my television, watch the YouTube video so I could fast forward through the segment. That's how little I gave a shit about the segment. But mostly because I thought, oh god, he's going to sing. Like, oh yes, Puff Daddy, that guy who was cool when I was a wee lad.
Yeah, almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So, as a, what was it? He basically did, he's like the producer for the soundtrack of the new game or something. I think that's what the deal is, but whatever. So, going on to Titus O'Neil versus Darren Young Dose. Darren Young might be turning heel.
Yeah, that's the big rumor.
I don't know what the hell's
That
going
they're
on with that.
teasing Titus turning, but honestly they're going to turn Darren to give him something to do. In that, it's not getting over the way they wanted to.
Yeah.
Which, I can't really blame it. Most of the fans don't know who Bob Backlund is.
Yeah.
And the ones that do know who Bob Backlund is don't know who Darren Young is. So, what are you going to do?
Yeah. I appreciate the attempt. It sounds good on, it was one of those things that sounded good on paper.
You think this is pre-show at the SummerSlam?
Oh, absolutely. This has pre-show written all over it. Alright, then going on to another Seth Rollins promo. Seth, he's at the top for a reason, guys.
Yeah, I see like that seem to not like Seth Rollins promos. I don't really get it. I think he's probably one of the best promos they have.
I mean,
in their company.
even it's like, oh, he's whiny, he's annoying. He's a heel. You're not supposed to like him.
Yeah.
If that's how you feel, then he's doing his fucking job.
Yeah, they're like, I don't like his laugh. Good.
You're not supposed to like the guy. Like,
Yeah.
only we can like these kind of guys because we're, intelligent.
Bad to the bone.
Alright, going on. We had,
But effectively, the crux of this promo was Finn Balor, that is not your real name.
oh yeah,
But
yeah.
apparently my name is Seth Rollins, not Colby Lopez.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Fergal.
So, next up we had Sheamus versus Cesaro Dose. I think.
Oh,
This was
what's the storyline? Like, Sheamus angry because Cesaro beat him once. So he's like, we must have another match.
yeah.
Because we're super important. That's why we're so far away from the titles.
So yeah, this was skippable. This was Cesaro picks up the win.
With a super protected finish for Sheamus.
Yeah.
Like, Sheamus would have won, but he's dumb in a heel, so he knocked out the ref.
All right. So moving right along to seemingly, unless you saw, what was it, like the Raw pre-show? You never really know where this was coming from. It was Dudley's versus Neville, and
El Bacho.
yeah, and which was
El Bet Bacho.
which was it was supposed to be one of those like partner of your choosing, and he picked Sin Cara.
He's the bot you need, not the bot you deserve.
And I don't know what's going on. Like I thought, like I remember seeing him in with his mask with like the thing cut out.
I don't know. He was
And
dressed
now
as
they're-
Batman. I assume to make the illusion that Neville is Superman. How about that botch to the outside? He's just like, ha. I was like, wow, what the fuck was that? You escaped the ring and then you got like kicked by Devon. It's like, what the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah.
I assume he was going for like a springboard or something.
Yeah.
And he just like, it was cool that he landed on his feet at least.
Yeah.
He didn't just like tumble.
See, yeah, that's the one thing I thought was like at least he was able to catch himself.
I
with
think
that.
it's almost time to just turn him into the new Doink the Clown. How much he botched
El
it.
Doinko.
Yeah. It's like,
So, I mean, Neville's great. Like, I really hope that he
he's
gets some
looking
steam.
like extra swole.
Yeah, so hopefully he'll
He's like a human cinder block.
catch some steam, getting on there. But yeah, Neville and Sin Cara pick up the win.
Was it just me or did Neville look a little, I don't know, just like, not 100% or something? Like, I just didn't think he was clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, it could be.
Couldn't help that his partner was El Bacho.
All right, going on to probably the best part of the whole night, which was Rusev and Lana's wedding celebration. I know you didn't appreciate what happened, but...
Alright, well, I'm a huge Rusev fan, and I really like Lana. But this segment to me felt so long.
I think I want to I think that's why they did it like that, just because it felt boring, and it just didn't feel good. So that's why when Roman came out,
it went on forever. I was just like, because I remember just like watching and without even like thinking about it, literally starting to Facebook on my phone.
Yeah.
And that can't be a thing WWE wants.
Yeah, and so eventually Roman Reigns came out.
Because he does it like Rusev, apparently. After a year and a half of... I got a question. What makes Rusev a heel? I've been asking this for quite a while. He's a foreigner? Is that the crux of it? He's not a particularly nice guy. Neither is Roman.
But I gotta say, this is probably one of the best nights on the mic Roman has had.
Well, it helps that Rusev can get heat.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not denying that at all. I think overall, just booking this feud is just genius.
Yeah, I think it's one of the few guys in the WWE that people will care about because it should be a good match. Because they both work a very brutal style. Yeah. I just really hope they don't take the title off of Rusev. I think he's been doing a lot of really good work. Unless they're moving over to the main event. Which, in my opinion, would mean that Seth has to lose, which I also don't want. I don't know what they're planning, in all honesty. I've heard a couple rumors of forming the Balor Club and doing the double turn with Seth and Finn. Because Finn can't really talk. We saw that in this promo. It's like, oh, my name's Finn Balor. The feeding doctors I'm going. He hit a boat and burnt it. And Balor, after a Cyclops that apparently is real and shot fire and killed us all. That's why we're still here. And that's my name. Seth, you dick.
But yeah, they're kind of doing the whole Rock,
but they need
Stone Cold.
Oh, I think we missed one promo. The Doctor promo? Wasn't that this week?
Nope, that was later. That was later.
Yeah, but I'll just say it.
Wait a minute. No, I know. Okay, yeah, that comes later. That comes later.
Yeah, but those guys need to do Finn's promos.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, if you would face Seth and then like some protected way of having Roman go over Rusev, but just like Rusev's U.S. title feels so much more valuable than Miz's Intercontinental title.
Yeah, and we'll get to that.
And I'm a fucking huge IC mark. And even I'm like, no, the U.S. title right now is worth so much more. Like, I feel like Rusev could main event a pay-per-view. I couldn't imagine Miz right now.
No.
And I'm not even a fan of Ambrose. And even I'm like, ugh. I think that's we'll get to that when we get to SmackDown.
Alright, so...
Yeah, I gotta stop rambling. Alright, continue.
Alright, so next up we had Sasha versus Dana Brooke, and if Sasha wins... I mean, if Sasha loses, then Dana Brooke gets to be it's a handicap match for the title.
And if...
Didn't make much sense.
Alright, so if Sasha wins, Dana's banned from ringside. If Sasha loses, comes a handicap match. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Dana.
I don't think she's bad. I just think those two don't have chemistry.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a lot of Dana Brooke matches from NXT, and I mean, she's no, standout awesome, but she's not bad. These are just bad. I don't know if it's pressure. I don't know if it's just she doesn't know what to do with Sasha, because I don't want to get heat for this because I know a lot of people are super into Sasha. I don't think she's a super great worker. Like, to me, she throws her body around. She reminds me a lot of like a Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, she does.
Where you get a lot more praise than you kind of deserve because you're willing to potentially kill yourself. Because like I've been watching a lot of her matches back because I'm really trying to get on like the Sasha bandwagon because I see all these people that are like super into her. in literally every match, it seems like she's about to kill herself.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be at least one spot in every one of her matches where I'm just like, oh. So I don't know if it's Dana or not. I think Dana doesn't have great ring psychology yet, but at the same time, what has she been training for, 2 years?
So yeah, like I want to like Dana. Again, I also like I'm not 100% on Sasha either, but like I want to like Dana because I feel like she has a lot of potential.
Yeah, well, I also watch Breaking Ground, so I know she's like a real good girl, and she wants this, and she trained really hard. So maybe that's part of it's clouding my vision, but I don't know. I just don't think those two work well together.
Yeah, I definitely got to see. I mean, Dana also really hasn't fought that too many other people.
Well, she was in a tag team for the longest time, and she was effectively the manager of the tag team. Like, Emma was doing a lot more of the matches.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think it's just, she's green. She's going to get better. Speaking of green divas, we'll eventually get there on SmackDown.
All right, next up was a great promo with Dr. Gallows and Dr. Anderson.
I saw a lot of people that didn't like this. I was kind of surprised.
They're wrong.
Yeah, the ring postitis and the testicle jokes and everything.
Like,
I was surprised they went that far.
Yeah, like it's. I miss shit like this, like.
Yeah, this felt like fun. This kind of reminds me of on the 4th of July episode where everybody was butthurt about the food fight. It's like, you can't bitch and complain like you want to return to the Attitude Era and then boo these kind of things. Like, this was the Attitude Era. Like, I don't know
like
what people are smoking when they're like, oh no, it was completely different. Like, no. Like, I'm cool with any sort of, like, this looked like they actually put in time and effort into it, so I approve.
They fucking came to the ring in their lab coats, too, which was awesome.
Which are better than their fucking
splooge coats. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. So yeah. So it definitely looks like the whole thing with Big E is definitely a work. Because I know a lot of people were like...
I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't hurt his shoulder in that last match where he took that tumble on the outside with Braun Strowman. Maybe they're just like, hey, let's ice it, let you take a little time off, let it heal up. It might be something.
And they're just
minor.
basing it off that one spot.
Yeah, and maybe it's not anything major, just like, hey, it's a minor tear, let it ice up, heal that shoulder up. Because that was a nasty fall. Yeah. They might even have just been like, you know what? You're not on the next pay-per-view. Like, we told you not to do this kind of thing, because Jesus Christ, he was...
Yeah.
He almost fucking Owen Hart himself. Like, the way he landed on his head and shoulders, like, that could easily have broken the neck. And then all of a sudden, it's not fun and games anymore. Like, he needs to stop that. I'm cool with him doing, like, a bump to the outside or something, and then holding onto the ropes and taking, like, a controlled fall. Like, if that's what he wanted to do. Or even doing it once in a great, great while. Something major. But, like, it feels like he's using it almost every pay-per-view. So. Alright,
so the next match following this promo was Kofi versus Luke Gallows. This was effectively a squash match.
As it should have been, in my opinion.
Yeah, like, they're definitely, like, they're going to take the titles off.
Yeah, they're kind of fixing the club's reputation. I have a real feeling they're going to transition the titles onto Cass and Enzo through the club.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the plan. Give the New Day... I bet you they've got to be running a little rough. I mean, they've been champs for, what, almost a full year?
And Michael Cole finally admitted that... Well, it wasn't the WWE Championship titles, but fucking... Ah, shit, I'm having a brain fart.
WWF?
Like the World Tag Team title...
The record?
The record.
Like, Demolition.
Demolition, thank you, sorry.
Yeah, Demolition hasn't beat. So do the Valiant Brothers.
So, but Michael Cole, like, he was like, I can't even remember what he said.
In the modern era, or some dumb shit like that.
Like, they held, like, the World Heavyweight Tag Team, or some stupid shit. It wasn't the WWE Tag Team, so it's different.
Yeah.
Somehow. But...
Yeah, Demolition still.
But, whatever. And then we had... Alright, so after that, we had a weird...
attempt at ring postitis on Kofi. Xavier grabbed a chair, kind of broke up the thing. So.
Yeah, so... Club looking strong going into the pay-per-view. I cannot imagine that the titles are going to stay on the New Day.
Yeah, I got a feeling, you know, maybe they're just working a little banged up. They need a little time off. Might as well save it for Survivor Series to do.
Sugar, I need this.
Gonna sit right on the.
Well,
notes.
I hope I hope you remember what happened on SmackDown because I don't think we're getting the notes.
We still got more Raw to do.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. Sugar, sit over here. There we go. All right. Okay. Then we had a weird, goofy Scooby-Doo promo with Golden Truth.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We would get another one on SmackDown with The Miz. This is all for like their new animated
That's all we're gonna say about it.
video.
Yeah.
We're not gonna watch it.
Maybe I might. If I could find it for free, I might do it just to review it for you guys.
Yeah.
Chances are it'll be, this sucked, don't watch it. But who knows?
I mean, it's made for kids, you know. Like it's simply for entertainment.
I mean,
So,
I remember when
it's kinda hard to be
the
harsh on
last
those
one
things.
came out, I was hating on it at first, but then I kind of got to the point where I view it kind of like The Room.
I found
So
that Dusty
bad.
Rhodes is in it.
The new one?
A lot of people who aren't in the company or have changed their gimmicks are in it.
Well,
Like the fucking luchadors are in there. Stardust is in it.
okay.
Half the people on the cover, I don't even think are part of the company anymore.
That's always fun. Kind of like the Flintstones thing, where CM Punk was the main star.
Yeah.
And came out right after he left and said all those horrible things about the WWE.
Yeah,
They put Daniel Bryan on the cover, despite the fact he's only in the movie for like 2 seconds.
yeah, and wasn't Brodus Clay in the other one, even though he just left too?
I don't know how the timing went for that one. Like, I know he was gone by the time
Yeah.
I had seen it.
Yeah, I know Brodus Clay was in it.
But I mean, he wasn't the major star.
Yeah.
I would say
I just remember it was weird
AJ
that
Lee's camel toe was a bigger part.
I just remember him being in that one, but he wasn't. Despite having the moniker of the Funkasaurus, was not in the Flintstones one, even though they came out at roughly the same time.
Yeah.
That was dumb. All right.
Brodus Clay was too close to actually being a real Flintstone comedian. Like Clay, it's kind of like a rock. Alright.
All right. So then, going on to the main event, we had Mick Foley bringing Daniel Bryan on, you know, and they said, "Oh, I'm sorry that Randy Orton came on your program. Oh, we're sorry that Brock Lesnar came on your program." Do you want to continue with what happened with a certain Bulgarian man?
He was angry. He wanted to kill. Alright, so during the end of that segment, while Lana was covered in frosting, looking delicious, I'm pretty sure Rusev yelled out to Roman Reigns, "I'm going to kill you. I'm going to fucking kill you." And I just thought, good job. So then he came out all super pissed off. And they were just like, "No, you go wrestle Cesaro." Effectively. And also you'll face Roman Reigns sometime later. And which pretty much screwed over like any belief that Cesaro could win.
Yeah.
You will
'Cause
face
didn't
him for
they
your
say-
title,
yeah,
even though it's on the line
It's
right now.
like
When you beat Cesaro, you will face
Roman Reigns will have his like Roman Reigns will fight for Rusev's title at SummerSlam. It's like, oh,
Good luck,
great.
Cesaro. Yeah, dick.
But it was a solid match, you know. Despite already being in a match, Cesaro looked good.
Yeah, I didn't like how much they protected Cesaro at the expense of... But they didn't really play up that he had been through a match yet.
No, they didn't, did they?
Which really kind of hurt my boy Rusev. Like, Rusev should have been working something... Like, that should have been a continued story.
Yeah.
Like, whether Shamo was working a knee during the match and then Rufus works a knee. Something they could have done as a team. But at the same time, who knows when the fuck they found out this was going to be the storyline for the night.
Yeah.
They could have been like, "Hey, Shamo, go get your gear because you're going to be coming back out during the main event. Sorry, don't change." Yeah, alright. So, yeah, it was a pretty good match. Pretty much twice in the match, Cesaro would have won if not for some sort of shenanigans. But in the end, Rufus wins. And then he starts walking to the back, being all awesome, and then he's assaulted from behind by that damn dirty asshole Roman Reigns, who speared him. And Rusev, like, I'm gonna blame Roman Reigns because Rusev is awesome. I think he was late, so like Rusev turned, and he was just like, no.
Oh yeah.
Like Roman Reigns had to run down the entire aisle and spear him. And he's just like, no. It reminded me of the what do you call it? In Austin Powers, when the guy's just standing there, he's like, no! And it's just slowly coming towards him. Rusev just like, it didn't work. But I remember there was a spot like that, I think it was during the last pay-per-view with Dana and Sasha, or Dana and Bailey, I think, where like Dana turned too early. It's just like,
yeah.
Ugh. So yeah, it was just kind of weird. Because I don't know the new SmackDown song. So did the old SmackDown song.
So yeah, going in we had my boy Bray Wyatt give a little promo about how he was the victim.
Yeah.
Of his last encounter with Dolph Ziggler. Dastardly Dolph Ziggler. And of course, Dean Ambrose would come out and talk about stuff and things.
I don't like you, Dolph Ziggler.
And then Dolph Ziggler would just kind of come out during that and just straightforward go for Bray. And they both get their ass kicked by...
Well, technically, Ambrose got his ass kicked by Dolph's foot. And by ass, I mean head. Which was actually a pretty cool counter to the super kick.
Yeah.
Of like turning a Sister Abigail to take a super kick. That worked pretty good. It didn't really make any sense though for Dean to be angry, like, oh, you intentionally tried to super kick me from that super weird angle. But whatever. I don't know, it just feels like Dean is just a douchebag.
Yeah, he's definitely kind of just has that vibe about him,
like Dolph definitely has the underdog, good guy. Like, he's got that down pat.
Yeah.
And Dean just kind of feels like the douchebag who's holding down the underdog.
Alright, so next up we had American Alpha versus two guys named Mike.
Sure. Call them Mike and Molly.
No, it was literally two guys, one was named Mike and the other one was Mikey.
Alright.
I couldn't remember the last names, but who cares? Yeah, so yeah, they beat these two guys, and then the other tag teams...
All the job ones.
The Ascension, the Vaudevillains, the Hype Bros. They came out to watch the match.
Absent were my boys, the Dangler and Prince Pretty.
They're on Raw, aren't they?
No, they're in SmackDown. They were battling the Usos.
Oh, right!
I don't know where they were. Too busy, apparently. Doing pretty guy stuff.
Shit.
Which is kind of like top guy stuff, but different because it involves pretty people. So yeah, they weren't there. Usos weren't there, but I don't know when the injury happened. So maybe they both weren't ready. But it was just kind of weird. So yeah, then American Alpha beat up all of those guys.
Except for the Hype Bros, because they were just kind of like going against like the other team, and even when they were on the outside, they were like, haha, yeah, these guys, you know, they were all like, and it was just like, what was the point of that? Like,
I feel like they didn't need this for American Alpha so much as the Hype Bros could really use a moment like that to get Mojo over. They need to let Mojo just murder a couple job guys. Enhancement talents, if you will.
Yeah.
Bring in some of those guys like Braun Strowman's doing, let Mojo just toss them around. Get him over, because I don't think a lot of people like see the size of Mojo.
Yeah.
Like, he's so animated and kind of goofy. I don't think a lot of people take him seriously, so you need to let him just destroy a couple guys. Let Zach just be on, like, the apron, like, trying to tag him, but Mojo is just killing two dudes at the same time.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of gets the win, and, like, Zach's like, oh, cool.
Yeah, he just kind of shrugs his shoulders.
We did it. So, alright.
Alright, next up we had a promo between Miz and his opponent for SummerSlam, Apollo Crews.
I must have taken a poop or something in this. I don't remember this at all.
Yeah.
So either I
just
would
remember.
remember during it, or like
Yeah, I really don't remember.
Was this the thing where they were laying on the tables? Or was that from last week?
I don't think so.
Miz and his wife were just like laying on the table.
That's what it was. That's what this fucking was.
Okay, because I didn't remember Apollo Crews being in any of this. Or like Renee.
Like,
just, like,
they were talking about Apollo Crews. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
okay. You wrote it down wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say I don't remember Apollo Crews cutting a promo.
He wasn't there, but they were talking. Sorry for that, guys.
Yeah, so I thought it worked pretty well.
Oh, and I mean, like, it's just Miz being the Miz, you know, like, he's just doing his thing. You gotta dig it. Alright, then we had, what do you feel, or how do you feel about what they're doing with Eva Marie and all these weird little false,
It's the best you're gonna get out of her.
yeah.
I've heard a couple different theories on like what they could do with her. Like I assume they just want her as a heat magnet, so Becky can just beat her up. Like they're trying to get her over as just like the biggest pain in the ass. But having her boobs almost fall out is not going to make people hate her.
Indeed.
Like, literally anything else she could do other than getting naked, that will get people to dislike her. If her gimmick is her clothes fall off in her matches.
And then especially when she comes out, like, apologizing and actually sounding sympathetic.
I don't know about that. She sounds like a robot. Like an annoying robot. Like a robot built to be annoying. Like, I went to the back and I got it fixed as fast as possible. But yeah, Alexa beat me out here. Good job, Alexa. Next week I'll have another match and it'll be good. Yeah.
So yeah, Alexa Bliss ended up fighting Becky instead. Alexa Bliss ended up picking up the win because this was her debut as well.
Yeah, not as clean as I thought it would be, but
Yeah.
yeah. I
Looking
don't
forward
really
to
like them using Becky as the springboard for everybody, but
Yeah.
at the same time we'd have something later on that was also I didn't like. So continuing on.
Alright, so then we had Randy Orton versus Alberto Del Rio.
In the fucking Nightfall match.
Yeah, this was...
I like both these guys, but together, holy dog shit. I was just like...
Yeah, this was not the greatest match of all. Like, it's fairly stale, really.
Yeah, like, it was...
It's hard to talk
I
about.
could see if somebody likes that style and really enjoying this match, but this was not what I enjoy. Like, this was very solid wrestling, but it was effectively like white rice with no pepper or cheese. Just like, here you go, here's a plate of rice. Enjoy. Or spaghetti with no sauce or butter or anything. Just like, here's some boiled spaghetti. It's like, oh, I mean,
Yeah. So Alberto ends up...
al dente, but...
Alberto ends up hitting Randy Orton with the back of the chair, gets disqualified, and then we get our random RKO out of nowhere, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
I like how he hit the RKO with the injured shoulder.
Yeah. But the commentary was still like playing it up like, oh, he hit the RKO with one arm!
The bad one!
Oh, yeah.
I was just like...
So yeah, we ended up getting that Scooby-Doo promo. Actually, honestly, I thought it was kind of funny because he locked the Miz in the mystery machine and stole his car.
Yeah. Alright, here's my major issue with it, because it's a costume Scooby-Doo. And the costume Scooby-Doo doesn't talk. Scooby-Doo has one fucking gimmick. He's a talking dog.
Holy shit, I never thought of that.
So immediately I was just like, you couldn't get somebody off camera that could do a Scooby voice? No one in the company can do fucking voice acting?
I never thought of that. Holy shit, that's fucking hilarious.
So yes, I immediately hated this. Other than the fact that apparently Miz drives an Audi R8, so that was cool. But everything else, I'm like, God,
Alright.
does no one understand what Scooby-Doo's one gimmick is?
Alright.
Got one gimmick. It's like having a match where Hogan can't drop the leg. It's like, get over, Hogan.
Alright, so next up we had the one-man band Heath Slater
I'm a one
versus Rhino.
We gotta talk about Heath Slater's great ass promo
Oh yeah.
about how he just bought himself a sweet outdoor above ground pool for his 2 or possibly 4 children.
Anywhere from like 4 to 18 children.
I don't count.
It was like
Gene
2
Bell
to.
says. According to Heath Slater, he has 4 children, but apparently 2 drowned in his pool. And he really needed a win so he could pay for this murder trap, the pool he has. So, yeah. But Rhino, being a big mean jerk butt, would not just lay down for Heath Slater. And so
No political favors for
yeah.
Heath Slater this day.
So they had a pretty poor match.
Yeah.
I like Heath, not a super clean wrestler. Rhino, kind of showing his age. I think they need to bring in Todgers and put those 2 guys together as a tag team.
Yeah.
Because I think they kind of cover each other's little spots. Like, it's still nice to the gore. Rhino seems like he's got his head on straight. He seems like a good guy. It's cool to bring him in and have him put over some guys, but he's kind of showing his age.
Yeah.
So I don't know if on the singles track is the way to go for him.
Next up we had Carmella and her little revenge match against Natty.
Holy fucking the return of Randy Orton versus Berto. The only thing I liked about this match was the one time Natty yelled out, "Fight back. I hear you want to be a lady wrestler. Fight back." Every other thing, she kept yelling, "Bada boom."
Yeah, she said that like 3 times.
She said it much more than that, because I could hear her every time she opened her mouth. And I was just like, I want to die.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to go try to bleach.
But, so yeah, Carmella ended up picking up the win over Natalya, which was actually kind of surprising.
And crap. Like, she did nothing the entire match, and then just kind of like fell into her submission win. I just like, huh.
Right, so then we had like this weird thing with Baron Corbin beating up Kalisto.
Bullying. It was kind of cool though. He's like, "Oh, I don't like you. You cost me my shot. I don't like you." And Kalisto's like, "I don't know.
Okay.
Why?"
So that was kind of quick and weird. Next up, we had our main event of the night, which was the unlikely tag team of Dolph Ziggler and the champion Dean Ambrose versus what remains of the Wyatts.
Wyatt and Rowan. Yeah.
He's still a member of the Wyatt family.
Yeah. Wyatt original, classic Wyatt,
Yeah.
and Big Ginger. So
Diet Dr.
yeah.
Wyatt.
I don't know. I wasn't super big into this match.
Nah.
I'm just not an Ambrose guy. And I'm not... There's a couple of things I like this match. I like the outside press and kick by Rowan. It actually looked really good in this match.
Yeah.
I liked it quite a bit. I'm kind of getting on board with him using the move. At first I was like,
Yeah.
I do like that he's using a lot of big man moves. I like the head
Yeah.
crusher thing. I
He's
think he just
definitely
needs a
one.
couple more good moves. He needs to watch some like Yokozuna, some Earthquake, just kind of learn some of that shit. Like just leaning on your opponent, being a big bastard.
Yeah. Slowly work on that, he will definitely go places. But, of course, Dolph and Dean ended up picking the win.
And then Dean assaulted Dolph after the match with his dirty deeds, which apparently he does the best. in that he's the only one.
He's like the Tigger of Dirty Deeds.
Yeah.
Alright, so, yeah, that was it for SmackDown.
Alright.
Alright, so, starting off NXT, we had the women's match contract signing between Bayley and Asuka.
What happened to Asuka at the end of it? Did she, like, trip on her heel or something? Like, it looked like she went to hit Bayley as she was leaving the ring, but then, like, I don't know if she, like, rolled her ankle on her heel, but I don't know, it just looked really weird to me. I don't know if it was, like, a shove and the camera angle was just weird, because it looked like a weird jump cut. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But my first thought was, Asuka came out in a skirt and heels, there's not going to be a physical confrontation, which I didn't like. Put them both in athletic gear, so like you can kind of tease, like, oh, maybe they're gonna fight. That's weird. Unless your gimmick is suit, you shouldn't be in a suit in the ring.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, then we had the Authors of Pain versus, what were the names? Ryzen and Nails?
Nails and Raisin, I think his name is. And they didn't look happy to get murdered. Especially
and boy,
Raisin.
did they get moited. They got moidalized up good.
I got Nails is like even smaller, darker, just incredible. Like he has one rat face knacker right there. And then Raisin, I don't know what the hell is wrong with him. He's got like a streak of red hair. And Authors of Pain apparently didn't appreciate that.
They were fans of the Red Rooster, and they did not
Yeah.
like them infringing on his gimmick.
On Terry Taylor's gimmick. So yeah, they beat the shit out of them.
And then TM61 came
Came out.
and then they beat the shit out of them too.
Like, we're Australian, we don't really have gimmicks.
Crikey and whatnot.
Yeah. We failed at naming our move.
So, yeah.
I am so not into fucking TM61 that I'm like reverse. Like, just seeing them makes me angry. Like, you assholes need a gimmick. Like, I don't even know their names. I've seen like 6 of their matches now. I don't even know their fucking names. Will and Wisp. That's their names to me. I have no idea which one's which, what their gimmick is.
Yeah, they just seem very bland.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had Andrade Cien Almas versus Captain America Pants, Angelo Dawkins. I think we finally figured out like what his the deal with his pants is. That weird bird
that
poop.
wasn't against him because he was the tag match. Angelo Dawkins was the dude in the. He had like 3 headbands on.
Sure.
Yeah, because remember he was in the tag match with the guy who had the shirt on that looked. It said Big Tuck, but I don't think it said Big.
Now that's Tucker Knight and Patrick Clark.
Yeah, Patrick Clark's the dude who has the.
Oh, right. Okay.
Angelo Dawkins has all the headbands. He's kind of got the
you're
LeBron
right.
gimmick.
Okay, I was thinking of the last time he wrestled.
Yeah, because he had a single match last week.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, this was pretty
Forgiveness.
much a bona fide squash, just to be like, oh, remember me? No, you don't, apparently.
Yeah.
Bobby Roode came out and he's like, glorious. And then he's like, you're to wrestle me, cock meat sandwich thrower. And I will win because I am glorious and nobody cares about you.
Yeah.
Sorry. And he was just like, I don't speak English. So that was that segment.
Alright, I can't remember when this happened because I forgot to write it down, but basically we're gonna get Austin Aries versus No Way Jose at
I think
TakeOver.
it happened like right before the main event.
Yeah, I think that's right. So, anyway, that's gonna happen.
Because I remember watching it and just being like, huh, I thought that was already set up.
Yeah. But we need permission from Mr. Regal to do that, so.
Yeah.
I like No Way Jose. He was over before like he even like came into the ring. So
I like him more than Austin Aries. But
I think everybody likes him more than Austin Aries.
I don't know. There's some pretty diehard Austin Aries fans out there.
Most average men that ever lived.
I just don't get it. Yeah, like I see nothing in Austin Aries that I'm like, oh yeah.
Can't wait to see this match. But next up we had the ladies match, Billie Kay versus Liv Morgan. I gotta say, Liv Morgan, you're from New Jersey. Why did it look like you had Red Sox gear on?
Because maybe she likes them as a statement against the Yankees. She's from New Jersey. She's like, I'm not New York. I'm not from Staten Island. I'm not Carmella. But I'll do a whole bunch of Carmella stuff. They need to give her some sort of like give her a fucking Mallrats gimmick. Something like, your gimmick is I'm from New Jersey. Like, what? And we already have a lady whose gimmick is I'm from New York. So it's like, maybe
Change that up a bit.
yeah, tweak it just a little bit. Like, give her a rave gimmick, something that's slightly different than I like to go to the discotheques and dance halls and all this shit. Yeah.
See, while Liv Morgan definitely had a lot of the offense in this match, Billie Kay ended up picking up the win. Very impressive. I'm starting to like them both, but Billie Kay, she's going places.
Yeah, it looks like they're kind of building her up to be the next challenger after Asuka beats Bayley. Which is kind of weird unless they're going to try to keep Asuka face, even though she seems default heel as of right now.
Yeah.
And that she doesn't like Bayley, and everyone's like, who doesn't like Bayley? It'd be kind of like if your gimmick was I don't like America and your opponent is Kurt Angle. It's like by default, Kurt Angle's the face. Like, who doesn't like Kurt Angle? He won Olympic gold medals with a broken freaking neck.
Alright, next up.
Actually, I have a point before we move on. Is it just me, or is Apollo Crews' gimmick Man Bailey? He smiles. He's like, oh, I'm so happy.
Not as like.
Oh, he's not out there hugging children. Maybe that's what he needs. Apollo Crews needs to go out there and just like jump in the crowd and start hugging kids. Steel Titus' gimmick: start kissing kids on the lips. It's weird. And the fucking bushwhackers used to lick children.
That's what Apollo Crews needs to do.
Start licking children.
A solo bushwhacker.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Apollo Crews, he just needs something. Something to just tweak the gimmick and get him over. So I think he's great, but he just needs just tweak. Alright, so getting back to
Alright, next up we actually had Captain America Pants, Patrick Clark and Tucker Knight.
What his shirt looked like, he said Big Cuck.
Versus Ciampa and Gargano.
The Big Cuck and his girlfriend's boyfriend. Versus those dastardly asshats. Tommaso Ciampa, the Psycho Killer, and Johnny Wrestling Gargano. Dirty assholes.
Yeah, again, this is another squash match.
Actually, I wouldn't say that. Tucker Knight got quite a bit of offense.
Yeah, I think so.
He got that big super duper splash in the corner.
You're right.
He fucking murdered Ciampa.
Alright, so yeah. Wasn't a total squash.
It looks like they probably want to do something with Tucker Knight. I think they're... What's the other dude, America Pants?
Patrick Clark.
Yeah, I'm not super sold on him yet. He's in great shape.
Oh, yeah.
But I think he's just missing the tools to kind of...
Yeah.
But I mean, the same thing could be said for Jason Jordan before American Alpha. So maybe they go somewhere down the line. You just get those pieces to connect and you do something with them.
Yeah, just gotta find out what works and utilize and execute. So I'll get.
Yeah, but I think Tucker Knight. I think he's gonna be something. I think he could be the. I'm not saying this is a bad thing, because I know a lot of people probably say it, but he could be the next Brodus.
Yeah.
You know, a bigger guy, just smashing people up. More NXT Brodus, less Funkasaurus Brodus. You know, just a big dude. I like that splash in the corner. Like, holy shit, he got some speed. Like, he reminds me a lot of Joe Tenta, Earthquake, who is one of my boys, if you guys didn't know. Like, that speed for his size, he'd be pretty devastating. Alright, so yeah, just Pretty solid little tag team
Yeah.
match. Those dirty assholes go over with their double assault on the head, which should be banned. It looks like it could cause concussions. It's dirty and violent. They need a new finish, like a double pin. The double chest slap. I'm just kidding. But yeah, the number one contenders go over. Pretty solid little match. So
Alright, then for the main event, we had sort of a revenge match for Mojo Rawley versus Samoa Joe.
which wasn't as squashy as I expected.
No, Mojo, he came out of the fucking gates, fucking fists up, and was just like, "Brrr." He was screaming
Joe really
and
didn't get the advantage until Mojo messed up.
yeah, up until like he threw Mojo into the steps, effectively.
Well, Mojo threw Mojo into the
Well,
he
yeah.
sidestepped in Mojo.
Yeah,
Because, alright, they had a cool segment which actually referenced classic wrestling, which is kind of racist, but still good. Of you don't headbutt a Samoan, but you had forgotten that Mojo is stupid. And that also protects his skull. So he's also immune to the power of headbutts. So their headbutts did nothing against one another. But stupid can't beat steel. So the steel step still messed up Mojo.
So
It's
yeah,
the rules of being a simpleton. It's why Ryback used to be able to no sell headshots. It's a wrestling rule. Just saying.
yeah. Samoa Joe got Mojo. It's kind of hard to think Samoa Joe and then Mojo.
There's like a hierarchy of racism when it comes to the hard head gimmick. You got Samoan at the very top with their legendary hard heads. And you have simpleton, black guys, white guys, Asian guys, Hispanic guys. Like I can't think of a single Hispanic guy that ever threw a headbutt. just commonplace racism, I guess. But that's the hierarchy of it. But if you're like super duper stupid, maybe you could just headbutt a Samoan. I don't know. Like Eugene, maybe. He could have just clobbered people with a headbutt. Could have been his finish, just like running, just like waterhead.
Fucking.
Hardly racist. I mean, he'd just jump off the top rope and put you through the ring with his head.
Launch Festus out of a cannon.
Oh yeah, Festus threw a headbutt. That would have been game over.
Would have like a hammer on a nail.
They just jump up in the air and just like headbutt you straight in the head. Yeah, so yeah, that's the headbutt Olympic trials. Maybe martial artist Asian might go above white guy headbutt. Maybe. Depends. It depends on the gimmick. Continue.
I mean, we were pretty much.
Simpleton Samoan. You probably got to have the hardest head. Like, I think that's why, like, the wild Samoans that were just like, oh, we eat raw meat, chew people. Hardest heads. Like, they would no sell chair shots. So, like, their head, steel, other Samoans, simpletons. Alright, we're getting back on topic.
We were pretty much done. Samoa Joe ends up picking up the win, puts Mojo in his little finisher there.
The coquina clutch.
The coquina clutch. I kept wanting to call it the camel
Well,
clutch, but I
first
know
he
that's not
went-
what it's called.
Nakamura!
Yeah.
And he's like, Mojo's like, because Mojo didn't give like much of a tap out.
Nah.
He should have been like, please don't choke me to death. And then he got up and he's just like, no, fuck this. I'm going to choke him out again. And then Nakamura came out, drafted by like, or flanked by everyone in the back, effectively, that isn't a wrestler. And they're all holding back Samoa Joe. And Nakamura stole Samoa Joe's nose.
That was probably one of the funniest things I think I've ever seen happen.
And Samoa Joe then turned into a tomato.
Yeah.
He's just
Like that.
So that was pretty much NXT. Alright, so we want to take a quick break? Or
We just
rolling
keep
on?
going.
Keep rolling on to the CWC, the Cruiserweight Classic. Only 2 matches this week, but oh, nanny.
They were some doozies. It's just proven that these guys are the best of the best. This whole promotion.
real bad feeling about next week, though. We got Ho Ho Loon and Noam Dar.
Uh,
Like the two guys out of this whole tournament have just been like, I don't like these two guys. And they're like, they'll face each other. And I'm just like,
okay. Yeah, but we know, we'll wait and see. But anyway,
salty.
first up we had Gran Metalik versus our boy Todgers.
Great match.
Oh, absolutely. Tajiri.
This was flashed as a super crazy Tajiri. You could tell like that's what they were going for. Tajiri is just a tiny bit off. You know, you can see his age a little bit, but he's still.
But that's what they were
super
going
clean.
for, you know.
Yeah, I mean maybe.
That was like his whole gimmick of the tournament. That
He
he's
threw
the
some
older guy.
hellacious kicks on Metalik though.
Oh yeah. This,
It was just a great match. Metalik would get the win. Just good. Just
again,
damn.
if you guys are fans of wrestling and you aren't watching the CWC, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, like unless you're just like a pomp and circumstance wrestling fan, like, this is holy shit.
Like it doesn't get better than this. It really doesn't.
Yeah, like this was pretty much WWE saying, huh, so people liking the X Division in TNA, they're liking what's coming out of Japan, they're liking Lucha Underground. Let's give you the WWE version of that. Let's just spend the shitloadest of money and bring in everyone and just be like, fight for my amusement. So, yeah, like the feel of it, I don't know why they don't bring this to SmackDown. Like, if they're so worried about it, just bring this feel to SmackDown and you would be golden.
Yeah.
All I want, names, height, weight, fighting style. That shit is awesome. I don't care what you put up there. Like Dolph Ziggler, I think he's 5'11", 240 odd pounds, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's an amateur
height, weight,
wrestler.
country, style,
Yeah.
couple little accomplishments.
Or like hometown, whatever. Yeah, and then, you know, two-time champion, winningest wrestler in Penn State history, style, amateur wrestling, and then whatever.
Yeah.
And then whatever, Bray Wyatt.
Finishing move.
Yeah. Like, tail of tape. Bring that shit to SmackDown. Like, it works so well here. I love the way it's presented. The way the commentary just talks about shit like it's an actual
Morrow
sport.
and Daniel Bryan are just... What a
Yeah.
combination.
Somebody just needs to, like, shot block JBL. Just take him out at the knees.
Stop telling Morrow to say stupid shit and just let him call the matches.
Yeah, like,
No stupid references.
you got a Tonga there. That's all a Tonga could do. You just be like, let me interrupt. This is brought to you by Mountain Dew.
It's like, God,
Label the camera.
Morrow is the greatest commentator this side of good old JR.
Yeah.
Like, just let him do his thing, WWE.
Yeah, stop with the dumb shit.
Like, he and Daniel Bryan, on several occasions, have both shouted out, like, the name of a move
Yeah.
in unison. And it just felt like... And they get very technical when they're, like, talking about, like, their moves and, like...
But they also sound like they care.
Yeah,
which is
like,
something that's
and that
missing
they're
so much.
and that they're incredibly invested in what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
they always sound excited. They always sound hyped. And when something happens, they're like, "Holy crap! Did you see that?" And they're like, "Yeah, that was amazing."
Or like the meme, he chopped him in the face. Which is now like a great meme. Like no matter what happens, like, he chopped him in the face. Did you see that? He chopped him in the face. Which is just great. Daniel Bryan just like losing his mind no matter who's in the ring.
Yeah.
So yeah, alright, so
In a
that-
few years, when all this bullshit with the managing and all this crap that they're doing right now is over,
yeah, if this is
Daniel
Triple H-
Bryan needs to be on commentary in the future.
Yeah, they need to get him and Morrow just on commentary for SmackDown. Like, if this is Triple H's future of WWE, like, shit is looking good.
Oh,
NXT
yeah.
is great. Especially with the fact that every time they get a top star, they end up losing them. And, like, the Cruiserweight Classic is like, holy shit. Alright, so this would have easily been match of the week
Yeah.
if not for the match that followed. Cedric Alexander, Kota Ibushi.
Holy shit. Is all I can say. Just
There's like literally people in the crowd that are just like,
they didn't know who to root for. Like, whenever one guy did something, they would cheer for that guy. When the other guy did something, they would start cheering for him. Like, I have never seen anything like this.
if you haven't seen it, before I even tell you what happened, I'm going to tell you, go watch it. Turn this video off, go watch that match, come back to this video. Because I don't want to spoil it because it's that good of a match.
And
Alright,
this
now we're
is-
going to spoil it.
And this is only the second round.
Yeah,
We still have 2 more rounds to go to the final.
yeah. 2 more episodes. And then you've got your semifinals. It'll be 2 on each side, and then you have your finals, which will be a live event.
Right, right.
Because these have all been taped. But outside of a couple things, I haven't really seen any actual edits, really.
No?
So, no like crazy blown spot and you have to like reshoot an angle. Like the only one I can remember was Noam Dar and
Yeah.
the Bollywood boy. But I think that was on Noam.
But anyway, just... Oh, okay. Now that you guys have gone and seen the video, or the match, oh my god, just like...
I
kinda-
only have 2, but there's technically the same thing. Issue with this whole match. Kota Ibushi's dives to the outside, super unsafe.
Oh, yeah, like...
His head was so close to hitting that light, the
Yeah.
little pivoting light thing
Yeah,
they had
yeah,
out
yeah.
there. On both of them, it looked like he was literally like... Because one of them, he landed backwards, so he wouldn't
Yeah.
even have seen it coming. He would have smashed his head and just... He's
Without
out of
even
the tournament, effectively.
Yeah.
And it looks like WWE really wants to push him as... This is the guy who's going to win the tournament. And
Yeah.
then him and Neville feud for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Yeah, and they've been saying this since the beginning that Kota is the favorite to win.
Yeah, he's the only one that's really gotten a moniker. Other than Zack Sabre. Like, it looks like those are the 2 guys. I'm really hoping we get Zack Sabre and Jack Gallagher. Gallagher, I should say.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Like, if we can get those 2... We got some really good matches, though, coming up. I mean, this was amazing. It's going to be hard to top this. At the
Oh,
end of the
absolutely.
match, Cedric Alexander, spoiler alert. Alright, I'm ruining it. He ended up losing. He took the Golden Star Powerbomb, which is a sit-out powerbomb from a Last Ride. So, you know, a super duper mega special powerbomb. He powerbombed the absolute shit out of him. And the crowd was cheering to give him a contract.
Yeah.
So, or please sign Cedric, I think was the chant.
Yeah.
And Triple H came out, gave the thumbs up, shook his hand, took him to the back. So I think it was a plan all along to sign a lot of these guys. Like,
Oh,
whoever
yeah.
they could get that didn't embarrass themselves. So I wouldn't be
Absolutely.
surprised to see most of these guys. I don't know about the 2 Hong Kong guys. I haven't thought either one was particularly good. Lee wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I can't remember his first name. Was it Jason, I think?
Jason Lee, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. Maybe he'll little turn around on me. He'll be really good against Noam Dar, and they'll both surprise me.
Yeah.
But I didn't like either of their opening matches. And they're literally the only 2 guys I haven't liked so far. We have Brian Kendrick next week against Tony Nese. That should just be a fucking...
Slobber.
Yeah, that should just be holy shit. Jack Gallagher, I think, is wrestling next week against... I can't remember who he was against, actually. I want to say Tozawa. Yeah, I think it was, because it's literally my 2 boys in the tournament. I'm just like, ooh, who do I want to win? Like, I really want to see Gallagher and Zack Sabre. So that would mean Gallagher has to win, but Tozawa I've been a fan of for longer, so it's like...
Yeah.
Either one would be pretty freaking cool. Either way. And the other match was, it wasn't Zack Sabre. I'm trying to think who could it have been. Who else? I don't remember, but I just remember those 2 matches just being like, holy crap, those should be good. I don't think Rich Swann Was one of them either? I don't know. Whatever it was, though, it's going to be really great. And then one more week after that for these final 4 spots. Then I assume the semifinals will be done on one show, and then the finals will be done live.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so that's pretty much been this week in wrestling. A little bit of side talk though before we end the video. I did watch Stone Cold podcasts because he did one for the WWE Network with Ambrose, and he did one for his personal stuff with Braun Strowman. Ambrose one, super cringy, not very good. I've heard people that blamed Austin, I've heard people that blame Ambrose. I don't know really where to put it. It just seemed like tension, but not the good kind of tension. Just like, I don't know, like Austin was trying to get him to talk and Ambrose didn't really want to talk. Yeah, it was weird. It wasn't good. Stone Cold and Braun Strowman, though. Really good interview. I recommend that one of the two. You can find it on YouTube. It's really fun. The other stuff I'd watched was, I went back and watched some of the older, not really older, from a few weeks ago, JR's podcast. First he had Terry Reynolds, which was nice to see. She's doing good. She's doing her own thing. What was the other one I watched? Oh, Jay Lethal. He has one with Ricochet, but I couldn't find it, so I'm just going to wait and see if it pops up online. He has his official YouTube, so I don't feel bad. You know, I try to find it on his official one before I, you know, give the views to some other channel for JR's material.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those were really good. And then just because I was bored, I went back and watched a couple of my favorite pay-per-views. So I was super inundated in wrestling this week. I watched, I believe it's 2001 Armageddon. It's the 6-man Hell in a Cell, the one where Rikishi takes the bump into the back of a truck. And the WrestleMania from 2002. It's just a really good one too. So if you guys have nothing better to do, you got the network, I recommend those 2 shows. And with that, guys.
And before we end, I just want to make it very clear again. I did get Bootio's cereal. I was able to get it, and I will be reviewing it. And let's just say I got some things to say. So, that being said, look for that a couple days after this video, and we'll square you away. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I am Super Judge Funk.
And I'm a hater. Later.
We got to the kitties because they're still here too. And that's Merlin.
Schmurflin.
And there's the sweetest old lady in the world, Shagoo. And we will catch you guys next time. Alright, Sugar, I need to get up.
Ugh.
Sorry, gotta get up. There you go. Come on. God damn it. Non-copyrighted material.
Oh, that over there in the basket box.